Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beer review. Now I was wandering through the town of York, which is quite nearby to me, and went to the House of Trembling Madness, which is one of my favourite bottle shops. I was just scouring the shelves and looking to see if I could find anything particularly interesting. Saw the American stuff, was looking through, and came to the Sierra Nevada stuff, and I've tried most of the things before. I've done a couple of reviews on their beers, and then at the corner of my eye, tucked away, lonely and hidden, I found a bottle of Hoptimum, the double Imperial Pale Ale that they produce, and it has a mouth-smackingly bitter 100 IBUs packed into this small little container here. I love the artwork as well. I love the fact it's kind of a hop dressed up in an old-fashioned attire. I love that, and it also matches on the. Hold on, if I get to focus on it. There you go. Also matches on the bottle top as well. Now this is the sort of beer, this is 2013 variety, so it's going to be quite fresh. These are the beers that get talked about all the time as probably being one of the best IPAs in the entire world. And that's a very heady claim, and I am going to try them out and see what I think about it. It is 10.4, so it's definitely an Imperial Pale Ale. And I really can't wait to try this. This is one of those beers that I never thought I'd really get my hands on. Sierra Nevada are ubiquitous anywhere you go, really, but it's quite hard to get your hands on this, and this was the only bottle that was left. You can tell it sells out really well, so I'm really chuffed about getting this one. Cool. Oh, we hit the glass on the way down. Tiny bit of smoke coming off the top, and aroma's already filling the room in the most magnificent way. As we can see, it is a nice deep copper colour. It's absolutely full of carbonation as well. It's a good 3-finger head pouring out into the glass. It's quite a tight head, loads of small bubbles on that as well, but I have a feeling that'll diminish really quickly as we're talking. Actually, having said that, the colour's gone a lot deeper copper now. Massive amounts of carbonation. It's fizzing away like crazy on the inside. So let's get our nose in when we've still got a head before it all disappears and give it a smell. Oh, yes. I mean, they call it the whole cone Imperial IPA, so I'm guessing that means that they dry hop it to heck. In fact, it says on the back, aggressively hopped, dry hopped, and then torpedo hopped as well. So they put it through like a hop back, or they put the whole liquor through a hop back to get even more hop flavour into it, even after they dry hopped it. So what I assume it means. So the aromas are really pungent. I'm getting a lot of citrus, which goes hand in hand with the hops they're using. They're using New Style American ones. I think Simcoe is one of the main ones in this. But I'm also getting a lot of resin, pine and resin flavours. And almost kind of floral note in it too. So it's a little bit more complex hop note. It's not just a basic citrus bomb from America. It smells a little bit more. There's a little bit more to it. Particularly piney, actually, if I'm thinking anything. It smells like a pine forest. A pine forest and someone's throwing an orange in your face. It also smells sweet as well. I can get kind of a caramelly toffee sweetness coming through with it as well, which should be the malt body that they'll have to put into it to make it drinkable at 100 IBUs, to be frank. As you can see, the head is diminishing quite a lot. It's going well down, and yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the Hoptimum and see what it tastes like. Cheers, guys. Oh yeah. The second it goes in your mouth, you know you've got something big and bold and brash trickling down your tongue. The mouthfeel is particularly quite thick and in quite an appropriate level of carbonation. It's thick with these big kind of heavy chugging bubbles that trickle off your tongue. There's a really rich malt body. It just feels like treacle-esque. Caramel and toffee, really sweet and a deep and rich malt body. And then there's an absolute massive bang of just bitterness, but a good type of bitterness. It's not hugely aggressive. Pardon me. It's like it's definitely there. I wouldn't call it 100 IBUs if I tried it, because I think the malt body offsets it quite a lot. But you get this really high level of bitterness. And after that, bitter onrush, citrus notes kind of creep in along the side of it, and then pine and resin. I also should say on the mouthfeel, it coats the entirety of your mouth. because it's so big and thick. I almost feel like the resins and the hop oils just gather around the entirety of your mouth. What I'm quite surprised about, I mean, obviously it's bitter, it is very bitter, and it would be more so if there was less malt body in it, but the hop flavours aren't as prominent as I was thinking they would be. Doesn't mean to say they're not there, they are definitely there, but it's almost well balanced. I tried a Mikkeller 1000 IBU actually, which is probably in the same sort of boat as this. It's an extremely well balanced and well thought out Imperial IPA. They've clearly thought, right, you can hop something to hell, but it's not going to come out as enjoyable or as pleasant as if you try and counterbalance it and make a well-balanced beer that's also ridiculously full of flavours. So there's definitely hop character there. It's not as prominent as I may have tried in other beers, ones that kind of come out and they taste like fruit juice. This one's definitely got a lot more malt, got a lot more caramel and toffee, it's a lot more thick and a lot more sweet, and then also has that bitterness, and you can just tell by the way I'm talking, my mouth is drying up. It's such a long-lasting and lingering bitterness, and then you get the hop flavours towards the end. But all in all, it's just an explosion of flavour, and it tastes so complex as well, and it's so yummy, and it's really nice, and I like this one a lot, and I can see why it gets a lot of hype about it. Oh God, in terms of rating, it's easily a 9. I wouldn't want to say this is the best double IPA I've ever had. I think I've probably had better ones than this, and especially something that I haven't reviewed, but I will get around to doing them. It's definitely an extremely strong one. It's definitely more balanced and rounded out double IPA, and it's extremely nice. It really is a pleasure to drink. But at the same time, the balance in flavours, and just I wanted a little bit more hop characteristics. I'm getting much more pine than I am getting citrus, and on the nose, on the aroma, I thought there was going to be so much more hop presence in this. But it kind of comes through more as the bitterness, and then like an aftertaste, a lasting aftertaste. So yeah, it's definitely a slightly different take on an Imperial IPA. I very much like it, and it's going to be enjoyable to go now, sit outside. You can tell because I'm in the vest, it's another really hot day. Going to go sit outside in the sun and enjoy the rest of this bottle. So thank you ever so much for watching. Tell me what you think if you've ever tried this. I'm really interested to see what other people's opinions are of it. I like it a lot. Leave a comment, favourite, subscribe, all of the above, and I shall see you again on the next Bear Beer Reviews. Cheers.